Born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, Stephen Wade Elkins had the charm, gentility, and spunk of his Southern roots. He also had the ingenuity and persistence of an Eagle Scout, which he was, and the intellect, compassion, and drive to succeed and be appointed to the White House staff under President Jimmy Carter, to be successful in private business, and to have gone on to establish and grow Camp Rehoboth to what it is today, one of the most respected and important nonprofits of its kind in the country.
Steve was executive director of Camp Rehoboth for almost the entire time that we've existed. And in that role, he was able to reach out to segments of the community that, we might never have reached. It was always a goal of Camp Rehoboth to be able to connect with organizations and with people all over the state. And Steve was wonderful at that. He could be a good old boy when he wanted to be, and he could just fit in, and without changing who he was, he could find ways to communicate with people from all different walks of life. And that made him a tremendous asset for Camp Rehoboth.
They moved to Rehoboth in 1990 after having spent many summers there. In 1991, Steve and Murray were among those who established Camp Rehoboth. In the late 1980s, Keep Rehoboth a Family Town became the dog whistle battle cry against the LGBT community.
I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that the welcoming atmosphere and room for all that is so noticeable in Rehoboth Beach is what Steve Elkins has achieved in his life. He really was a force to be reckoned with for founding with his husband, Murray Archibald, for founding Camp Rehoboth and really working hard to integrate the Camp Rehoboth community into the greater community of Rehoboth, Sussex County, coastal Delaware, and he was a true hero for making this a welcoming place.
I always said we wanted it to be a family town, but families come in all sizes, shapes, and orientations, Elkins told the Washington Blade when discussing his decision to found Camp Rehoboth. We thought everybody was focusing on the negative, and we said, let's create a more positive Rehoboth. Hence, the name, Create a More Positive Rehoboth, an acronym for CAMP.
He always did the right thing, and it was not always easy. And he didn't think about if he would make enemies or people wouldn't like him or what would be the popular thing to say or do. He did the right thing, and sometimes that was uncomfortable, but we were left with a legacy of what would Steve do. And I cannot tell you how many times that has been said over the last 6 months. What would Steve do? And that guides us to this day.
He was always the kindest person around and would go over and beyond just helping someone in need. He always wanted to follow up and make sure that they were looked after. He always had a smile. And I've heard that so many times from all over since he died, that he would always stop and take the time to make sure that they were all right and that their family was okay, and to tell a joke and make people smile.
Steve Elkins loved life. He loved Murray. He loved Rehoboth Beach. His ability to bring disparate people together in a persuasive but comforting way allowed a space to be filled with a sense of safety and tolerance, and often with laughter.